Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm at the UK Games Expo, and today I'm joined by
Patrick Fitzgibbon, Genius Games.
Okay, and we're looking at Periodic, which is a game all about, as you can see here, the periodic table. Could you explain roughly how to play the game?
Yes, absolutely. So the game board is the periodic table of elements, and every single player is going to have one flask down here on the board. And your primary objective is you are moving around the board to these elements marked with these little tokens here, so that you will be able to take your colored markers down here, and when you land on those elements, take those markers up to these different goal compounds and claim the element that you have landed on, and hopefully eventually claim these goal cards and some bonus tokens as well.
So you're trying to make the different things. So you've got solid state lasers, nuclear control rods, and once you've got enough tokens on, you claim the cards.
Exactly. And these will be randomized throughout the game, so as one is completed, we will get more elements to go after as a team. So,
and what do you get for claiming the card?
Excellent question. So let's go ahead and go through an example scenario. If one player has claimed all of the elements on a card, then it will be scored, and let's go ahead and just assume that some players also have their tokens on the board. Now the players who have only one of their tokens on a card are going to get one of these partial victory points, so 3 victory points. If they have 2 on a card, or only partial, it will be 5. And then if you have all 3 and you actually completed the card, you are actually going to get the full point value listed down here, and you'll also get one of these handy dandy one-use tiles, and these do different things throughout the game that will give you an edge over your competitors.
Okay, and I understand there's a kind of energy system for how you move. Can you explain the movement?
Absolutely. So let me go ahead and put these back real quick. So you're exactly right. The energy system down here on the periodic trends is how you're actually going to move your flask across the board. So each one of these trends has essentially 2 directions, and every time I activate one trend, I am moving my flask up to 5 spaces on the board in any combination of those directions.
So could you give us an example with the atomic radii one then?
Yeah, absolutely. So the increased atomic radii right here is down and to your left. Yep. So if I have some energy here, the first activation is going to be 1 energy, so I'll spend 1 energy, and I can move up to 5 spaces, any combination to the left and down. And in an ideal scenario, if I did that, there would be some sort of element I'd be claiming there. And then if I want to, I can continue spending more energy on different trends to get different elements. So maybe now I see there's yttrium right here. Maybe I will go for decreased atomic mass here. So I'll spend some more energy. All other placements will cost 2 energy, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I will get to claim yttrium. So as long as I have energy and as long as I would like to, I can keep moving my flask across the board and hopefully pick up more and more of those elements. Or instead, I can take all of the energy on just one trend, and that will be the only trend that I get to activate for the entire round, but I do get to restock my energy to use in a future turn.
Right, yeah, I was going to ask how you get the energy back. So you keep spending your energy, taking the different actions, but at some point you need to claim it back, and you're just grabbing a pile of energy from one of these actions, and you just take that one action for the turn.
Precisely. And this is the primary method of player interaction, because it's a completely closed energy economy. The energy that starts between the players and the limited amount on the board is all of the energy throughout the entire game, so it'll be a net zero game between all the players as they spend and collect their energy.
Okay, I'm assuming it's most victory points wins.
Yes, it is.
How is the end of the game triggered?
Great question. So I'll explain these for the first time, and then I'll explain the end game, because these are going to give you points, and they could affect end game as well. So these are different element groups. They are 8 different element groups, and they're color coordinated to the different element groups on the board as well. And each of the players is going to start with 1 little microscope token at one of these different spots, and these form a sort of circular track around the board. So as a player, I would like to move along this track to get bonus points for the end of the game. So if I'm green, I am trying to get into the halogens. And the way that I get into the halogens is my flask must end its turn inside of the halogen element group. If it does, I will get to move my microscope up 1, and in turn, take my green marker on this academic track and move it up 1. And these are going to be end game points as well, and there's a limited number of people who can be at these top spots. So how does the game end? Well, if 2 players are up here at these top spots, the game ends, or when one of the 4 stacks of cards is completely depleted, that also will trigger end game.
Okay, great. And is this available to buy now?
It is not. It will be available July 22nd, but it is available to demo at the Genius Games booth in Hall 2.
All right, great. Thanks very much. That
Absolutely.
was Periodic.